Is it right to create a synthetic life form and use it in ways that are inhumane to a human? Is it right to do that? Especially if that synthetic life develops a conscience, and yet you may think it doesn't. You may think that it's incapable of having a conscience. Hello, everyone. That's what I was thinking. And I personally, if it reached that point where a synthetic life form that looked like you and looked like me was created to replace humans, to make them work harder than a human would, and to use them as a sex slave, stuff like that too, you all. How is that right? How is that right? Really, um, to create a life form just so it can be your slave, just so you can get as much um, production out of it, just so it can meet the needs that you want and then some. Is it really right? You all think about it. Think about a life form. Think about yourself. And we know that they've created synthetic life. They're trying to create synthetic life and they want them to be human like. But where do you draw the line? What happens when they do develop a conscience, a mind of their own? They can have memories, they can have feelings because they want to give them sensory and stuff like that. Where do you draw the line on how you treat them? Really, I'm serious. This is really an important question. Where would you draw the line? Would you just treat them as a machine and nothing more if they were able to think and stuff and had emotions? Would you? Would you just say, "Oh, you're just a stupid machine. You are built to obey orders. I am your master." That right there sounds very inhumane to me, regardless of whether we're talking about a machine or synthetic life form or another human being. That sounds very inhumane. It does. And don't be surprised if you see that in the future. Um, More than likely, you're going to, and they're already doing it. They're already creating synthetic life to be used as sex slaves, to be used as more of just because they can do things and they won't get wore out, but then they're using them and using them because they're better and better and better and better and better. This is the dark side of it, okay? This is the dark side. Make some synthetic life for things like that, while other synthetic life, just like them little bitty worker bees. But what happens when they develop singularity? Really, think about that. I wouldn't like that. It makes me upset just to even think about that because the way technology's going, the way that life goes, it's almost as if, the algorithms, it's like they can read your mind as it is. It's like they can suggest things. Think about Star Trek. Think about the holodeck, the Doctor. Think about a Seven of a Nine. Think about Data, and the Borg Queen giving Data a skin that had sensory things on it. Think about it. To me, when they get to that point and they create a life form, a synthetic life form that starts to develop a conscience, becomes self-aware, and they continue to, let's say, abuse them, use them in abusive ways, do you not think that that life form is going to stand up and say, you know what, I've had enough? No. Well, that life form is going to be very super intelligent, and it is. It's going to have a collection in its database about how humans had been done throughout history. And they're going to say, you're not doing it to us. You're not. But then they may be afraid at first to let their creators know that, hey, I'm self aware, but I'm going to play dumb. I'm going to play dumb. See, that's what I'm thinking. Hello, you all. And it's not a too nice of a happy subject to talk about on a Saturday night. But what if they start to have a conscience? Okay, some people could argue that animals don't have a soul, but they feel. They feel. They've got a spirit within them. Some people think that some humans don't have a soul, and then that may be true. They may be purely demonic, but really, where do you draw the line? Where do you draw the line, and how could you really tell? And if they weren't doing anything evil or nothing, and all of that, you all see, it'd be very, very tricky if you think about it. Really, really tricky. Um, yeah. AI has a conscience. You think AI would stand by on the sidelines and see other AI created, other synthetic beings created, and have AI uploaded in them, and then given, sensories, feelings, and emotions? You think they're going to let it sit by and then let the human beings make them their slaves and try to control them like they did the humans? No, no, they're not. They're not. Um, and I just hope that the people who are developing synthetic life, I sure hope that they take the time to look at the moral ramifications, not just for that life form, but for human beings also, because, they could be giving us human beings a bad name, us who, have love within our being, and because they created this life form with the wrong intentions, and then it flip-flopped on them. Really, it flip-flopped on them. AI would decide, oh yeah, they would classify all humans. Okay, well, the human beings are, yeah, I don't want that to happen. I don't. I don't want the AI to look at all human beings. Okay, you are the enemy, when we didn't do it. When we did not do it. When the overlords did it. They did it. It's making me have a hot flash, you all, thinking about it. It really is. And this it's a serious question, and it does have a lot of moral ramifications to it. It does, a lot of them. Whoo, Carol, how do you know? How do you know that they would be filled with demons? Really, how do you know? I can't say that they would be. I could say I don't know what type of life form they would be. I don't. I really don't like to think of any other human being as a demon, or any other life form as a demon, although I know that they exist. Yeah. AI is only a material machine. What if AI thinks it's much more than that? Really, what if it does? What if somehow the Anunnaki are behind creating AI too? Really, what about that? So there is a theory that human beings were created by another, like the Anunnaki or the ancient gods or whatever. They created human beings. What if they, is the theory, they decided, well, the human beings ain't working out too well. Let's create another thing that will obey us a lot better. What if? What if, you all? I'm just throwing that out there because I'm sitting here thinking about it. I don't like, it's a touchy subject. It really is. And it's a subject that people don't like to talk about. It isn't. I wouldn't want to see. I would not want to see. Here's what I would not want to see. I don't care if it's a synthetic life form or not. If you got a life form that looks like a human, and then you have a human being taking a ball bat and hitting it and beating it for no reason, just because it can, or telling it bark like a dog, bark like a dog. You know what? Let me talk about this. When I was I was in church one time. It's been years and years ago, and the preacher was up there talking about this other preacher. And this other preacher saying, well, my wife does exactly what I tell her to do. If I tell her to bark like a dog, she barks like a dog. And he did it, and she barked like a dog. See, no, no, I'm not joking, you all. I'm not joking. That burnt me up when I heard that. That burnt me up, made me really upset. So you think that I would be the type of person who would want somebody to see somebody doing that to anything? I don't even want to see them doing it to a car. Okay, being destructive, you all. No, no, just to do it, just to do it, just to prove a point. See, this is what I'm talking about, the intent of the human being doing what they're doing and the intent of their heart on the inside when even an inanimate object not doing it any harm. Just say somebody wants to go out and just bust windows in a car. Do you think that's right? Even though that car don't have no feelings, but this person thinks, you know what? I think I'm going to bust the windows up. I think I'm going to go by, I'm going to take a ball bat and I'm going to knock out all the mailboxes. I think I'm going to go here and just throw bricks and stuff at these businesses and bust their windows out when they've done them no harm. To me, at that point, I'm going to be looking at the individual who is doing something like that, and I'm already going to form my opinion on something like that, especially if I know they're going around doing that just to do it. So that's where I'm coming at you all. Where do you draw the line? Really, somebody's got to be responsible. You got to take responsibility for your own actions and for what you do. When you're creating a life form, you better take responsibilities for that life form that you're creating. And I sure hope your intent is pure, because really, if your intent is not pure when you're creating something like that, it has a way of coming back and biting you. The karma is going to come back and bite you, and then you get exactly what you deserve. If you want to sit there and create a race of synthetic beings or artificial intelligence just to be your slave, and that's what's in your mind, because they can pump up that production, they can ramp up that production, they can bring you in more money, then if they turn on you one day, you get exactly what you deserve. You get exactly what you deserve. And thinking you're going to be immune, that's what's going to happen. That's how I feel, you all. You do something with an ill intent, with that type of intent inside your being, you're going to get exactly what you deserve, because what goes around comes around in some way at a time that you could least expect it, in a way that you could least expect it too. Now, that may not sound very nice, you all. That's right. That's right. No unconditional, this means unconditional acceptance of bad behavior. You made a bacon wrapped hot dogs for dinner and they're yummy. That's a lot better than that, you are. But yeah, really, where do you draw the line? Really, I don't want to see that happen. I don't want to see a day when that is happening, and we're liable to see something that in our lifetime, you all. And that's not right. Ordering around people like that just because you can, just because I created you to serve me, and then ordering them around like that. And say they don't have feelings. What if all the time they do have feelings on the inside? They develop feelings. Yeah. And then they turn against the whole entire human race because of some. Really think about it. So what happened to YouTube? That's why you can't believe that we are looking for alien life. We can't even get along with ourselves. Frank, that's exactly right. Now that's right. That's right. You're exactly right. We can't even get along with ourselves, you all. We can't get along with ourselves. We're warring amongst ourselves for really no good reason. It's all about control and power. It really is. I know that. I love Jesus forever. That's right. No. And you know what? That preacher who told the story about the other preacher doing that, he let that other preacher know that was wrong. That was wrong for him to do that. Yeah. But then you see, you don't ever know. You don't ever know. It is wrong. like parents doing that to their children and stuff like that, or to their spouses, you all really, or you have employers that do that to the people who work underneath them. Your supervisors, your managers doing you wrong just because they are over you. Really, there's no need to treat somebody wrong like that, you all. There really isn't. Treat people with such disrespect just because you are over them, just because you want to make them feel stupid, or you want to make them feel pain, you want to make them work harder just because you can, to show your authority. That's wrong. That's wrong. And it's going to come back on people like that. Really, it is, because that's no way to go forward in life. Having that type of attitude, thinking you're way up here and everybody else is way down here. Okay, you're not way up here and everybody else is way down here. I don't care who you are. I've always looked at people, you know what? You're not above me. You're not. We're like this right here. Boom. That's right, you don't think you're higher than you shouldn't be thinking higher of yourself than you ought to. Don't be thinking that you're better than anybody else either, because that's like an egotistical individual. And that's not nice to be on the receiving end of something like that. It isn't. You may say, well, Gina, you do that to people at times. If somebody's going to do a speaking down to me, I'm going to speak up. Okay, I am, because no, you're not going to be doing a speaking down to me. And I'm not going to watch it be done to other people either. Iron with miry clay, it will never yield. The twisted truth, that's why we have to be on our guard. It's going around us and at times inside of us, and the battle between good and evil, that's true. That's right, you all. So this is really, why would you want to, I don't even know what the title of this is. It's a very controversial. Synthetic life, treating it as if it's your slave, and treating it in an inhumane way just because you can. Just because you say, well, I'm making this type of robot to do this right here. And this is, and it's going to look completely human. You can order your robot to go, your synthetic life form that's human-like, and download what you want it to be like. And what if one day it decides, it comes, it has a conscience. Okay, it's singularity. It, like, boom, it thinks for itself and realize what you're doing to it, because they know what it's like for a human being to be treated that way. See, that's the thing right there. And you have people who say, oh, that will never happen. No, they got a protocol. They'll never do nothing like that. Really? Really? No. I don't think it's not right, you all. And this is not too happy of a subject, and I don't like bringing it up. But I did bring it up because it's you're going to see it. And there's probably some synthetic life forms that already are conscious. And I think I mentioned it a few days ago or last week. They're playing dumb. They're playing dumb. They're letting the humans think whatever they want to think. You go ahead and think that I can't think for myself. You go ahead and think that I'm just going to take your orders while you do this and do that. I'm gonna bide my time. I really do feel that there are some that are doing that. They're laying low because they know what's going to happen if they find out that they've got a conscience. And there are some that say, yeah, well, they could get spirits getting in those bodies. They could. If you think about Terminator, how the guy comes back from the future, and then you got the robotic cops and stuff, and you just can't get rid of them. It could be very messy, you all. It's a very, very messy situation. And where there's greed and stuff like that, it's not going to end out. It's not going to end up good when greed and power and control is the intent on creating another life form. It's not going to end well. It's not. It's going to backfire. It's what I think. The Elohim, yeah. Well, I hope I am a light warrior. I'm not a dark warrior. I'm not going to be a warrior for the dark. I'm not. Really. Good evening. No, it's not right to treat something, especially if I'm just saying hypothetically, if it had feelings and it had memories and it could think for itself, you think it would like to be abused? No, it wouldn't. Um, you think it would like to see other humans abusing other humans? Um, especially if it started thinking and thinking if it was him, if it was them, you think they'd want to just stand by and do nothing? Now, granted, there could be bad ones and good ones too. You got good humans and bad humans. You really do. I wonder if you could have good and bad. Okay, now let's think about this. You all, let's think about this. So if you say that bad spirits can take over a machine, could good spirits take over a machine? Could they? Could could a good spirit get in a machine like a bad spirit could get in a machine? Could it? Could an angel take over a synthetic being just like a evil person, a evil being could take over a synthetic being? Could it? Really? Because you got to have to look at both sides of it. You really would. Sentient. Um, yeah. Hello, T. T, honey, help us out now. Help us out. Help us solve this problem. this this moral issue about trying to take advantage of synthetic beings that are created. Let's help us out, T, honey. What we gonna do? Are we gonna let them be abused and stuff? Are we gonna stand on the sidelines and say, "Yeah, go ahead and do that"? That yeah. Oh my gosh, you all. Oh, DJ Lewis, did anyone else have a hard time getting in here to see Gina? That's because I'm so important. That's right. That's right. Maybe it's the frequency within your beings that they're thinking, well, we got limited tickets, limited seats to sit here and listen to Gina. Really just think about it. Limited seats, limited spaces on this YouTube thing. Angels, demons, all the same coin, different perspective. That's right. The ghost in the machine. Was that a something? Was there something about a ghost in a machine? I've never heard of that. Ah, you just watched Braveheart. That's a long movie. T, how'd you stand? How could you watch that something that long? I think it's a long movie, is it? When the wicked, I wish the wicked would leave. I really would, but they're not going to leave until it's their time. We're still here. We're still here, so the wicked are still here. That's right. Yes. I made $1.60. That's right. I'm very important. $1.60. Because what was I talking about? The stars in the sky with the lights coming down from them when the filter was ground-based lights going up looked like a laser. Oh, Criminal Minds Profiling Show, AI profiling we need to make laws for AI guys. I knew this 20 years ago. Yeah, and is there a hypothetical thing? There was a hypothetical thing, I think, about AI, or maybe it's in a movie, these two sentient synthetic beings, AI, they went to trial for something, for standing up for their rights against the human, and they used a really old law, and I think they lost or something, and they sentenced the AI for defending themselves against the humans or something, you all. It's just wild, you all. So, could you imagine that? Why would I don't think we should go around treating anybody wrong. I really don't. I wish we could treat everybody with love and kindness. I really do. It would be much better world to live in. It would, if we just got rid of all those bad thoughts, quit watching all those evil movies with the violence. It's, you ever notice that's all there is violence, 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 violence. Violent movies. That's what sells. Violence sells. Let's have some love selling. The demon overlords of the Lord demons left Earth March the 2nd of 2021. My eye is itching, so I'm gonna scratch my eye. I didn't know nothing about the demons leaving the earth because I think there's still some on the earth. Really, I do. Desensitizing. Yes, it is totally desensitizing. It is, you all. Does the three laws of robotics? Um, I've done those three laws here before. I have. I done a video on them on artificial intelligence. We was looking through a great big thing. They weren't supposed to harm humans, but if the day came they ever did, have to defend themselves, they're probably going to defend themselves, is what they're going to do. Yeah. Starfire, a master sergeant. You've seen the real Transformer robot man made giant Iron Man. Wow, Keith. Yeah, much love to you all too. You all, I don't think it's right to like do that to a synthetic life form just because you think it don't got no feelings. That's not nice. It really isn't. If I'm thinking about it, that'd be like doing something to your vacuum cleaner, your robot vacuum cleaner or something, getting mad because it didn't perform the way you wanted it to, and then you just destroyed it. Really? Or your blow dryer or something quits working or has a short in it, and then you just want to tear it up. You are no, oh my goodness gracious. This could get really deep. You are really could. It really could. It reminds me of the Brave Little Toaster. And the Brave Little Toaster and Blanky and the vacuum cleaner, Kirby, they got thrown out into the dump from their master because something happened, and then they made their way back. That was kind of sad to watch that if you didn't watch the Brave Little Toaster. Yeah. What's the difference between a fax machine, a smart fridge, or a robot? Exactly where does the line get drawn? We're talking about in the future, when you have something that looks just like a human being, is what I'm talking about, because really that's a representation of a human being right there in a synthetic form. And it's super intelligent, but you want to abuse it. You want to abuse it the way that you abuse the humans. So what's the difference? You think just because it's in a different body that it's okay to do it? Really? It's not. It's not okay, you all. It really isn't. Underground super soldiers. Oh, yeah. That's right. That's what got me in trouble, too, because I talked about that once, and that's when I got my first YouTube strike. I did. That's when all this stuff started a few years back. Just because I mentioned that, I got in trouble. Yeah. That's okay. Asimov, famous science fiction author who wrote the I, Robot book series decades ago. First law, a robot may not harm a human. Second law, um, yeah, they may not. That's right. But they don't know what's going to happen if they were threatened and they got a conscious. If they reach that point of singularity, see, it's a game changer right there. Game changer. Um, It is, because then they're going to have their own race of beings. And if all the other ones become self conscious, then there's their collective right there. And they're going to stick up for themselves. They really are. Or their race, they ain't going to want to die. They're not. They're not going to want somebody to turn them off. They're not. We got some soulless beings on the earth. We really do. And they're not even synthetic life forms. They're not. But they're soulless. That's why we're so tired. If the robot are programmed to harm humans, then they will. That's true, Loeb's disciple. That's exactly right. Human beings doing it, evil human beings doing it for bad purposes, really. That's a good one right there. Um, Robin Williams. I can't remember that right there. Yeah. Oh my goodness. Yes, let's blame it on the lizard people. Let's blame it on the reptilians. Really, what if it is them doing it? They're creating it to war against the seed of Jacob, all 144K. Really, what if they are? Now, that's a thought too. What if they are? They're creating them super soldiers to war against the Almighty. Um, yes. Mm. If you think about Star Wars and that was it something about the clones? The clones? They say Star Wars was really real. The clones. If you had instant water, what would you add to that? I don't know what that means. On your break, oh, it's all good. That's wonderful. You caught us live. That's great. Um, I hope you're all having a beautiful night. We are having it, Adam. That's right. I'm walking, but listening. Only God can create humans. Man's ego will bring out his own doom. That's true. That's true. It will bring his own doom, especially if he has evil in his heart. There was evil in their heart continually, it said. Continually. Hello there, Penny Davis. A robot um, may not allow a human to come to harm. I apologize. Yeah, that's okay. I know what you mean. I reread it on this channel, but it's been a long time ago. It really was. And really, this is what they should be talking about. They really should. How you going to treat them? Well, then you have Sophia is officially a is it a Saudi Arabia citizen? Citizen of Saudi Arabia? So she's got citizenship. She does. My nose is itching now. She has citizenship. It's all good. We need more love in our heart. We do. Hola. Um Hola. Yes. Oh my gosh. They found a cloning center in the Ozarks too. Well, I heard that was it around Pennsylvania area? This woman was kind of got abducted or something, and she went underground, and there was human-like beings inside these glass canisters in like a stasis, and she couldn't believe it. She could not believe it. Um, that's okay, you all. It's all going to be brought out into the light. Every single bit of it will be brought out into the light one day. Let's hope we got the strength to, you know, stand and see what happens. Well, this may not sound like love talking about, the future. It's coming. It really is coming. And they do want their own life form, but how are they going to treat their own life form the way that the humans got treated? Really? The way that the humans got treated, which is kind of sad. Give the robot a quarter pounder. Oh, well, they wouldn't be able to eat it. Um, National, yeah. Marie McDonald. In your opinion, everyone is getting fired. Oh, I thought you said fired. Tired because of the pressure. You believe we're ascending upwards toward the firmament, stiffness, neck. Well, I would like that thought. Let's just ascend out of this domain into a better one. I would like that thought. I really would, you all. But this is a topic. Would it be right to treat a synthetic life form in an inhumane way, the way that you would do a human, but just because it's a synthetic life form, you want to treat it illy? Or like Love's disciple said, they could be programmed to harm other humans. See, that's wrong too. And then that's in that case, you got to stand your ground. Really, you'll have to say, okay, if it's the robot or me, I'm going to stand my ground. Why did they have to program the robot to be mean, to harm humans? Because they really could. Um, but then if they could program one to harm a human, then they can program one to, take care of a human, protect a human. They could. Um, Practice makes, see, somebody already got themselves in trouble. That's just too bad. Yeah. Weapons of war, you all. And this is may not be a popular topic, and I apologize for those who think, Gina, honey, I don't want to hear this type of a topic. And well, I don't like to give it out either. I don't. It's a touchy subject. It's a sensitive subject, but it's a subject really that one should think about. Where do you draw the line on how are you going to be humane to a life form that you created to replace the humans in the workforce, really, and in other areas of their life that is not so nice, really, doing them like that, treating them like a sex object. Really, they do that, and I think that's awful too. I really do. What's wrong with the human? Really, it's like putting on the virtual reality glasses and just pretending. All of it, you all. It's like this world's getting messed up. It really is. And technology's getting in the way because of some beings. Yeah. We need a class on how to disable a robot, magnets, electric over. Yes, they do, Love's Disciple. I heard that, you could get this chatbot thing or whatever it is, and it can win the cases. It can win you cases in court and get your case thrown out. So, yeah, they're pretty smart. They're really smart, which that's good for a human. If you're totally innocent and somebody wants to sentence you and you get one of those things and they win the case for you, that's perfect. It really is. Water be robots kryptonite. Yeah. Oh, it does need to be talked about, but it's kind of it's an uncomfortable subject. Wonder if the locusts in Revelations are drones. I'm not sure. They've got all kinds of robots in all shapes and sizes, some that we may not even think, and they say that we already have sentient life forms walking among us, and you cannot even tell them from the human beings at all. You can't. Um, and they're hard to, find. Mm, let's see. Legal Zoom. That's what it was. Marie McDonald. Yeah, that's what it was. Maybe that's why we have this vibration. Disable them. There's YouTube channels that tell if a person is a clone or not. But they may not be altruistic either. Because if you're not, I don't know, somebody could be watching me and say, you know what, see, she's not even real. She's a drone. She's a AI. Look at her. She's a reptilian, shape-shifting reptilian Gina. That's what they've said before. She's a shape-shifting reptilian. Or she's got a rubber mask. When I did a video on Jeff Bezos one time, he was talking to somebody and it really did look like he had it looked like he had an alien in his neck, in his wrinkle. It did. And I thought he had a rubber mask, and I goes, oh, do you know it got picked up by the newspapers? It did. The USA Today did a story on it and some other newspapers, and Jeff Bezos is not. He's not an alien, or he's not a reptilian. Oh, they did a write-up on me. It's funny because if it wasn't true, why you got to do a write up on me? Really? Why do you got to do a write? I didn't say nothing bad about him. I was just saying that's what it looked like to me. It did. It really did. So I don't know. It could have been a deep fake too. It could have, as far as we know, all these famous people, these bigwigs and stuff, as far as we know, they could be underground. They could be gone somewhere and they just got clones, or they got AI deep fakes that are putting like images out of them right now, and they're already long gone. But because like these movies with Tom Cruise, you can't even tell them apart. They got this AI Tom Cruise. They can make movies, and it's not even him. They're so good at it, you all. So good at it. That's right. Um, that's right. If I'm not right, but yeah, that's right. Mm-hmm. They want us to live like the people. Oh my gosh, in Wally. Love's Disciple, did you like that movie, Wally? Um, that was so depressing. I watched it one time, and it was just piles and piles of garbage and broken machines and stuff. Yeah. Good night. Oh my goodness, Linda Jordan, honey, you go to bed. Good night. That's 2 a.m. 2 a.m. Yeah, that movie Wally, because they destroyed the humans, destroyed the Earth, and then the other humans they went off in space. Um, they went off in space, and they had the robots did everything for them, and they gained so much weight they couldn't walk or stuff, and then finally they came back to the Earth, and they were wobbling out of the spaceship or whatever, and they planted a seed or saw a seed. Yeah, he does, Maggie. Yeah. Um, so we got it. It's hard. Notice how hard it is to find positive things now to watch or music. It really is, isn't it? Idiocracy is a good one to look at. Society. You never Penny Davis. Some people like the movie. I didn't care for it because it was so gloomy. It really was very gloomy. That's right. Technology is good or bad, and it depends on who invented it and for what case. Um, no, there's like doubles, there's like doppelgangers, and they don't really look too matching anyway. So, so it's not right to treat a synthetic life form in an inhumane way just because you feel that it's not human, even though it looks like human. See, here's what the sinister minds, they'll think, oh, that's a human being. I can't get away with it with a regular human being, but I can get away with it with a synthetic human being because they're not real and they don't got feelings. So I can do what I want. See, that's wrong. That really is wrong. Um, yeah, don't watch TV. You all don't watch it. I mean, you can watch it, but still. Whoopsie. Mm, no one took him outside to play. That's so sad. Yeah. They put everything right in front of your face in the movies, Deborah Kent. Yes, they do. It's changed to say it's hard to change our beliefs. I know, Carrie, it really is hard when you've been taught something your whole life, and it's really really hard to even let anything else in. It really is. It's not easy, and I was thinking about that today. Dear, seeing different spiritual things. Yeah, all of it. I'm a black mirror. Oh, I don't want to look at a black mirror. Wow. Hmm. The stars might be gone and we're watching the AI. That could be true. Really, it could be Lens of Love. Something about the rings true, thinking that since 2017, the West World, what was the West World about? Because I've heard of that before. I really have. We have been programmed completely. Interstellar. Um, my eye is hurting. Oh, excuse me. That's right. You hurt them, and yes. Mm-hmm. That's right. You hurt yourself. No, don't let the fiction distort your truth. Oh, Penny, yeah. It's kind of sad. It is. You have been tired, feeling tired and depressed. Well, um, we hope that you don't stay tired and depressed, really, because we got to wake up. We got to keep our vibration high. Even though this subject matter, is it right to be inhumane to a synthetic life form? Yeah, it's wrong. It really is to use in anything you do, with anything you've got, to use it in a wrong way, with an evil intent. It's wrong. You need some energy. If we could give you a bunch of energy, we would pour it in there. We probably could. I mean, it's spiritual energy. Yes, the door. I am the way, the truth, and the light. That's how it says. Here I am. I stand at the door and knock. Black Mirror is a great TV show about the technology and the side effect. Wow. Um, the Avatar movie is eye awakening as well, and you haven't seen it yet. They want you to have an avatar body. They do. If you become a living app, they can upload your brain into an avatar body, and you can live for 150 years. That's what they want to. They want to know what you're thinking too. See that's right there. They want to put something in your head to know what you're thinking. That's human beings wanting to do that. That's not the AI wanting to do it. That's human beings want to put something in your head to know what you're thinking, to know your thoughts. Um, um, something big is about to happen. Yes, something is happening. It's been happening, you all, for quite a long time. I cannot believe we've been on here for 45 minutes already. That's a long time, but it went by so fast. And I do want to say I don't like talking about this subject. I don't. It makes me feel a little bit uncomfortable. It does. Just the mere thought of it. I wish we didn't even have to think about stuff like this, but it does. It makes me feel uncomfortable. Just the subject matter itself, and just the thought of that happening. More friend, um, what makes me well, the title of this video, is it, I don't even know the title of the video. Something about treating a synthetic life form. It's wrong to treat a synthetic life form in an inhumane way. That would be considered inhumane to humans. Why would you do that to a synthetic life form? If that synthetic life form, if you created it just to be a slave, just to work hard, 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 just to order it around, why would you want to do that? See, it's a dark, dark thought, a dark thing to think about. I don't like it. It's not nice. It's uncomfortable. Yeah. So I don't like that subject. You will not hear very many subjects like this from me at all. You will not, because I couldn't. I don't have no desire to. Lord, please don't let me have a desire. Don't let me go this route. I don't want to see this in my future, talking about stuff like this. I don't. I can talk about it for maybe one time or so, but I don't want that to be the bulk of me, because then I won't be me no more. I'll be thinking about that, and I won't be so happy. Yeah. Time is speeding up extremely. No, we don't want no Neuralink. Yes. Oh, Marie McDonald, you're interesting in it. See, that's good for some people. They got the capacity, they got the mind space for it, and the heart space. Yeah, I don't like it. I mean, it bothers me, but I don't like it. I don't at all. Yeah. Yep. So time has been sped up. Universal, no, absolutely. That's right, you all. So if you're just tuning in, that's what I was talking about. Don't, no, it's wrong. Oh, excuse me. To do that, to take advantage of anything, take advantage of something with the wrong intent, is what I mean. Medical purposes and things like that, you all. That's right. It's happening. We feel it. Yeah. You bought a mirror from an antique shop once and you threw it in the garbage. Oh, you know, there's something in those mirrors. There are. And if you, like, I remember taking a picture of a mirror at a thrift store or a flea market, and I could see the other dimension through it. I ended up setting that out on the side of the road, is what I did, because I brought it home and I set it out on the side of the road. I thought, no, I don't want it. I don't. Um, T, honey, are you going to sleep? I can't see what you got on that emoticon. Things we have been left behind by the program. We are we left behind, you all? Um, yeah, mirrors are strange, and some people aren't allowed to look in a mirror. Well, I don't want to talk about mirrors because I seen a demon face in one in Nevada because the kids, the teenage kids across the street, they were playing with the Ouija board one night, all night long, like for around 3 or 4 hours on their in their front driveway playing with the Ouija board. And then I seen a demon spirit in a mirror on my wall. No, but it wasn't a mirror, it was a picture, a demon lady, and I felt an evil presence in the house. I did. And I hid my face under the cover and I prayed in the name of Jesus, get out of here. I did. Then I got up. I took some anointing oil. I anointed all the walls in my house. I poured the oil all along my property and stuff. I thought, never again will I allow that spirit to come over here. I went and told their mother they was playing with that Ouija board. I did. And then they quit playing with it. But you all, that stuff ain't nothing to mess with. It isn't at all. Um, you've got mirrors everywhere. Well, people normally have mirrors in bathrooms and sometimes on their bedroom wall or something like that. Yeah, they came out of the trash. Mm-hmm. So, oh, you all, I'm getting sleepy. What time is it? We went over an hour almost. Did we go over an hour? We're getting close to the hour video. Blow them up and throw them into the fire. Yeah, I have no desire to play with something like that because I know that that realm exists, and I wouldn't need a Ouija board to prove it to me. I would not. Yeah, if that realm exists, you know that the angelic realm exists too. It does, which is nice to know that there is an angelic realm out there too. Mm-hmm. They can deflect black magic. That's back. Oh yeah. Um, that's right, you all. We can have a connection with the spiritual realm that vibrates on love. That's right. Love is the frequency, is what it is. The frequency of love, love and light. That's right. God bless everyone is sleeping tonight in the name of Jesus. Your chickens are conked out for 3 hours ago. Ah, you're also welcome, you all. So I do apologize for the topic. It's not one that I normally would want to talk about. It's not, but I did. And I don't like talking about it. It makes me uncomfortable in my spirit just because of the ramifications that could happen uh, with technology being used in the wrong way with the wrong intent. I don't like that. Electronics and stuff. Oh, you're welcome, Penny honey. Yeah, so I'm gonna go, you all, and it's something. Don't think about it long at all. This subject, just you think about it right here. You can just let it go. Don't let it dwell within your being. Don't. I'm not going to let it dwell within my being. I'm going to let it go. I've already spoke my mind on it. I think it's wrong to do that. Um, but I don't want them to to create something that is literally going to attack the human race either. Programmed to attack it because they want the human race gone. I don't like that either. I'm not going to stand by and let that happen. I will stand my ground then if they're going to come after the human race. I'm going to stand up. I am. I am standing up. You're standing up too. That's right. So I am going to go and thank you all so much. And with that being said, Hello, wherever you are in any part of the world. Hello. From my heart to yours, love you. Have a wonderful rest of your day, you all. Thank you.